The story of Roiman Villa is still being written as the slugging orthodox is only 29 years old, and with a possible Duran in his bout being discussed for an IBF final eliminator, the future of that story is looking very bright. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Rackz here, back with another video, and today I'll be discussing and breaking down Roiman Villa and his story, and I feel he is the dark horse of the welterweight division and boxing at the moment. Roiman Villa started boxing at the young age of 6. He started competing as a promising amateur boxer out of his home country of Venezuela, compiling a record of 138-9 as an amateur boxer and becoming a 5-time national champion, and also finding out that he had something that many of his other competitors had, which was power. And a quote that he said, "In the amateurs in Venezuela, I noticed the different effect of my punches had compared to the other fighters. I'm gifted with a lot of power. That's why I fight going forward all the time. I'm always looking for the knockout opportunity." When Villa turned professional in 2015, he went on to travel to plenty of Spanish-speaking countries and blasted out plenty of his competition, winning his first few fights and up until his first loss by knockout. Every fight by knockout. When he did travel to Mexico, he went and dropped a close split decision to a Mexican fighter named Marcos Villasana Jr., who was a 3-star rated opponent on BoxRec, which is a mid-level fighter. But it was a very, very close decision, and I didn't see the fight, but something tells me there could have been some type of home cooking going on with the result slash decision of that fight. After this loss, though, Villa will go on a hot streak, defeating his next 5 opponents by stoppage, before getting an opportunity on Showbox to face Janelson Figueroa Boca Chica as a moderate underdog. Now, I didn't really rate Boca Chica because of the fact that I seen his fight with Shenard Bunch, and I felt that he got thoroughly outclassed and outboxed in that fight, and I had it in my head that, yeah, this guy is going to get exposed sometime soon. Even his prior performances on Showbox weren't even all of that. I just felt this guy wasn't really all that. He wasn't it. I felt that he was just a loss waiting to happen, and Villa went on and he dropped Boca Chica, and he went on to a one-sided unanimous decision, claiming the theory that I had about Boca Chica, that he wasn't really real. After that performance, fans wanted to see more of Villa, but it would just be when and who. And that opportunity came on the underdog of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Garcia against Rashidi Ellis. Now, in this bout, he was the underdog, a heavy underdog in this fight, but he was able to come back from being outboxed and completely outclassed against Rashidi Speedy Ellis, losing the first 8 rounds on most people's scorecards, and even making Villa look lost in this fight. People were thinking, oh man, Villa, people didn't really have high expectations for Villa coming into the fight, but I always, I've seen him before this fight, and I thought, maybe this guy is just another one of these, Venezuelan or South American fighters that only knows how to slug it out. And he doesn't know how to adapt and adjust to slick boxers like Ellis. But Villa did not give up, as he was able to find success in the final 4 rounds, outlanding Ellis in power punches 58-24, winning all of the last 4 rounds on the judges' scorecards, including knocking Ellis down in the final round twice. It really should have been 3 times, but the judge didn't count the one where Ellis just kind of sat down and bought himself more time. But that really should have been a knockdown. But he was able to knock Ellis down en route to him claiming a split decision win. And it was just a very hectic fight. My bad, guys. It was a majority decision. Now, as where a lot of fights like this, if you guys look at the punch numbers that are on the screen now, as with a lot of fights like this, there's always going to be some type of controversy, as Ellis did win all of the first 5 rounds on every judge's official cards. So the fight really boiled down to how judges scored rounds 6 through 8. And at the end, Villa did what he could to close the show, and he got the nod. It is a debatable outcome. However, Villa did show heart and great endurance throughout the fight, and I feel you have to give him at least some credit for rallying going late. Because a lot of fighters, I've seen it against Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, for example, A lot of these guys just give up on themselves at around the 6th round and just look for, just look to survive. So I have to give Villa a lot of credit for staying in this fight and competing and, hey, making that comeback. Now, after that possible upset of the year candidate, what's in the future for Villa? Well, I believe that Villa and Jaron Ennis will face off on the undercard of another Tank Davis card, of Tank Davis's next fight against Ryan Garcia, the super fight in April. I believe he will be fighting as the co-main event on that card for the IBF interim title or the final eliminator in my eyes. I believe that fight will be a very tough one. I think Villa will be a live dog, though, in that matchup. I think that he will bring problems that Ennis has not seen before in his pro career, because Villa can take a punch and Villa can throw one back as well, as you guys can see. I believe Villa can be the one to really test Ennis, and we can really see some dog out of Ennis, and we can see if he's real or if he's, not as good as we thought. But this could be looking up. This could end up looking like Ennis versus Dulorme, but I expect Villa to make Ennis face some challenges that he's yet to see in his pro career. But like I said, there's always that possibility that this can end up like Ennis versus Dulorme, where Dulorme came in as like a tough guy, wanted to swing with Ennis, and got too reckless, got caught. He tried to actually make a claim that was a back of the head shot, but he got dropped, got back up, hit Ennis with a good shot, but Ennis took it and dished out a beautiful straight left hand, I believe, right down the middle and sat Dulorme down. And yeah, it was a knockout in the first round. So this could look like that, but at the same time, I believe that Roiman Villa will come in with a game plan, and I believe that he'll actually work on his boxing en route to a fight like this with Jaron Boots Ennis. And even if he does lose, if he can give a good performance out or a better than expected one, there's always the Rashidi Ellis rematch on the table. And PBC has plenty of welterweight talent that they're looking to match up with. So there's still that opportunity for that. Hey, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and be sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Peace out, guys.